And now I'm not going to get the certificate because I've been kicked out of diversity training. Me, Velveeta, for just being herself. I'm kicked out. I didn't want to go to damn diversity training anyway, but my manager, Daryl, sorry about this, a little sugar to deal with the shame. My manager, Daryl, did the Waffle Wagon, said he had to. And I'm like, why, Daryl, why? I mean, the Waffle Wagon is the most diverse place in America. And he said, I know, but it's corporate, it's mandatory. I said, well, I hope corporate is covering the tips I'm losing for not working my shift. He said, they ain't, Velveeta, but you're going to get a breakfast bar out of it. I said, ain't going to hold a candle to Waffle Wagon's biscuits, But he said, just get there, smile, and get the certificate. I'm here in the Holiday Inn, and I walk into that windowless beige conference room that smells like dry markers and the slow death of common sense. And I start picking it on the breakfast bar along with everybody else. I mean, they have everything. Just having a ball stuffing myself. And then all of a sudden, this lady trainer comes into the room. Oh, my God. And she's got a bun on so tight, it looks like it's going to snap a cable. She looks out at all of us and she says, I need somebody to volunteer for this exercise. And I look around. And nobody at all is volunteering. So I raised my hand because I figured the sooner we get out of here, the sooner I'm going to be able to take my mom these hot rolls that I just shoved into my purse. And so she invites me on stage. She didn't even thank me for volunteering. And then she says, you're going to act out what you normally say to customer. We call it role playing. I said, well, I thought role playing was only for the bedroom. And everybody starts cracking up. Well, lady trainer, she is mad. She says sexual innuendos are triggering. I said, we haven't started the role play yet. And she says, well, it's inappropriate. And I'm thinking maybe for you, but not for me. And so she picks, oh my God, she picks this customer, this guy to be my customer. And he's like this silver fox. He's got these long eyelashes that just curl up. And I tell you, it took everything for me not to say, hey, would you like to butter my biscuit, whip my batter, grease my griddle? But I'm going to get no trouble from lady trader. So I say what I say to all my customers when they walk in the door. I say, where are you coming in from? And she says, stop. I'm like, stop what? She goes, stop saying where you're coming in from. That's a microaggression. I'm like, a micro what? She goes, a microaggression. You're assuming that person is not from here. And I said, of course they're not from here. They're coming out the highway. Everybody's coming in from somewhere. That's how we get to know each other, sitting on the swivel stools, talking to each other. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, is her bun on so tight that it is stopping the circulation to her brain? And she said, we need to be more inclusive, create an inclusive environment, avoid assumptions. I'm like, okay. The Waffle Wagon is the most inclusive people I know. You got people coming in from the north to south. You got the people coming off their shift, the chicken factory workers at 3 a.m. talking to their drain queens, the deer hunter, the choir people. I mean, everybody. It's inclusive, and you got me. You got me preaching the gospel of the waffle, saying every square deserves sweetness. And I say to her, have you ever been to a Waffle Wagon? And she shakes her head no. And I thought, well, I didn't think. I let it out. I said, how in the hell are you going to tell me what to say or do in my workplace where I have been Employee of the Year for more times than I can count? How can you say or do to tell me what I'm supposed to do? And everybody in that conference room, they stood up like they were clapping for the common sense. Finally. But pointed-headed lady, she was mad. She's pursing her lips like she's sucking hard on something like policy. Anyway, she waits till everybody dies down, and then she says, you may leave. And she points to the door. Well, I got up, grabbed my purse, and I headed to that door. But not before I turned back to that breakfast buffet, and I stuffed my purse with every muffin, every biscuit, and I said, consider this a microaggression, and I left. Woo, baby! Well, now do I know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't go back to the Waffle Wagon without a certificate. What's Daryl going to do? Going to get fired? I mean, I know what I do is my calling. What's Daryl going to say? What's he going to say?